Hello, dear beautiful, wonderful world. Today, I would like to talk about we humans are stressing out and are accelerating subconsciously, unconsciously, and there is no reason for it. The natural flow of everyday life is not meant to be robotic, mechanical, and repeating. That is what has become the norm based on how we grew up, what we've learned over time, our educational systems. Everything is so much repeating. There is almost no creative life in these kinds of things. So, when you slow down a little, become aware of the now, and be a little more attuned with your inner sensations and feelings, and live more from there. Every experience you gain is for the growth of you as a character, you as an individual, you as a unique being. And these things takes time. Takes days, months, years, but it requires a little exploring inside ourselves. When we go inside ourselves, we are guided and led by higher powers that wants the best for us as long as we allow them to help us. It requires, of course, that you are of a moral and ethical mind, that you value justice, morals, ethics, values, dignity, and integrity above all else, and love. All of this has to come from love and not cold-hearted calculation of the intelligence. When you become aware of your emotional body, your will, your thoughts, your feelings, your sensation of all your organs and the processes in your body, there is a whole new world to explore in there. Many are afraid of this. Many only want to live on the surface. To live on, I don't want anyone to see me because I am ashamed of a lot of many things I am doing. That is just examples. When you have nothing to hide, when you live your highest potential, when you live with the highest and open mind and heart, you have nothing to hide. You have nothing to be ashamed of anymore. You are living the potential you're supposed to live. And if you fall outside that and let yourself be tempted by things you get a guilty conscience of, that means you did something that is not necessarily right. But if you are moral and ethical, you will gain the support from the higher realms. That is what they live for. They live for morals, ethics, beauty, truth, creativity, intuition, art. They live in all of these colorful experiences in life. And to cultivate these things, everyone can do. Many things that it is inborn, you have to be born with these things, but no. You can build these things from scratch. You can meditate and build yourself super sensible faculties and organs to see the world in newer and more broader perspectives than what you would normally do. It is even a scientific way of thinking, except that the scientific way is put inward instead of trying to find the truth from outside. Because we see the outside, but we have different opinions, different states of mind, different state of consciousness, and so on, in relation to these views we have to the outside. That is where we need to find truth, not in the outside and the molecules and the atoms and the mechanical. We need to find in ourselves the moral and the ethical. We are insanely deep beings. We are more spiritual than we are physical, animalistic. Animalistic instinct we do have, yes, but we do have higher wills that overrides, in a sense, that have stronger power than the instinctual. The instinctual is, if you allow these things to come to pass, it will happen because you want it, in a sense. Even though you don't want it, you want it because you're not fighting it. To always fight these things and become better and better, that is of utmost importance. The will, the courage, the bravery to explore outside yourself and find new things, to delve deep into a new perspective, a new person, a new topic with your whole heart, almost devour it, to put yourself aside to go completely inside the topic, and then you will be able to completely understand where the things are meant to unfold. You see, all perspectives have different kinds of feelings and certain standpoints, if you will, intention of you want to prove where you stand in that moment. But there is so many different ways to explore these areas of life. But you have to be open to them. You have to completely put aside your pride and ego to go inside another person's footsteps and shoes to see where that person comes from. If you don't do that, you will never grow beyond yourself. When you go outside yourself to meet someone else middle way or the whole way even, you learn that person. You become that person in the moment and feel what he feels, see what he sees, thinks what he thinks, and you learn from that person. You learn what you can improve. You learn what you can do better next time. You learn how you interact with different kinds of people all the time. To be open to these things requires curiosity, awe, amazement, beauty. It requires to be true to oneself, to always seek truth, because truth is more uplifting than lies in any situations. The divine is always watching us. The divine is always guiding the whole of humankind, but there are many different kinds of forces that are pushing us from side to side, up and down. And these forces all thinks they want the best for us. But the problem is that unless we ourselves can build the concept of what is best for us, we will be dragged everywhere because we are not sure of ourselves. But when we build concepts, understanding, go inside ourselves and build an understanding for our inner body, then we will know that we have different kinds of techniques, faculties, and willpower to make things the way we want, to mold ourselves into something that we are supposed to be, allow ourselves to become more, allow ourselves to become more intelligent, more genius, more creative, and not look down on ourselves and see ourselves as animals, see ourselves as just a part of the pack, see ourselves just as a society, as a country, as a culture, as a religion, but see ourselves as a spiritual being that can explore all of these things with vigor, with bravery, with courage, and with awe, amazement. If you have all these things in mind, you are supported all the way. When you use all these different faculties of yours every day and try to build them up every day, repeat them, make them stronger, and afterwards it will become automatic, it will become autonomous, it will become something you will prefer in everyday life. This is some truths that is very easy to explore and experience and to try to prove for yourself is the truth. Just try to see the world in a bigger way. Try to see the world in a more expanded way, in a beautiful way, in a colorful way, in a spiritual way, where you see all the physical is spiritual in nature. It is a reflection of a spiritual kind of the divine hierarchies, of the angels, the archangels, and so on. It is the different kinds of perspectives and consciousnesses and where we choose to focus, where the different kinds of hierarchies are. But you have to grow in and awake to it and be curious enough to explore it and try to find out for yourself. I am not trying to I am not trying to make you see what I see. I am trying to make you see that you have the freedom to explore these things as you please for yourself. That is what I had to say today. Thanks everyone. May the divine hierarchies and the ascended master bless us all in our evolutionary path. Goodbye. Love you all. Ooh.